Hi, Fernando. It's so nice
Hi,
to see you
Monica.
good.
It's so good to see you again. Thanks for
How,
having me.
well, congratulations on 4 seasons of Acapulco. Yeah, the first thing that I want to ask you about is the fact that you have the unique opportunity to play a character in both the modern day timeline and the 1980s timeline. Can you tell me a little bit about what it was like to play two different characters on the same show and working with two different sets of cast members?
I mean, it's definitely very exciting, and I feel very blessed because I don't want to toot my own horn, but I get to be one of the cast members from the past that gets to work with Eugenio and Cristo and Vico and like just the entire present time cast. Um, those two timelines don't film together. So by the time Eugenio arrives on set, most cast members have gone home. So I feel very blessed that I get to see how these huge stars get to work on set. So I feel very blessed. But I think a little bit of the challenge comes in making sure that Memito, who's Memo's son, is like the complete opposite of what I'm used to play for so many months consecutively. And it's also a little trippy to see Hemky, who plays older Memo, do all my mannerisms. It's crazy how much he's gotten down and how much he has studied what I've done. But definitely just making sure that like my mannerisms or the physicality of Memo, which I carry that for almost 3 months every year, doesn't blend into Memito and that I'm actually pushing for the opposite.
Absolutely. And I think you did a really good job of balancing those two different types of personalities. Now, the show does something that's great when it comes to balancing comedy and emotional moments in two different languages. What are the differences you see in Memo when he's speaking in English versus in Spanish? Is his personality different to you in different languages? Does it change the way you portray him?
I feel like his voice tends to go a little bit higher when he speaks in Spanish, especially because I feel like he speaks Spanish when he's at his most vulnerable. Um, but I think for me, it really comes down more to like the actual emotional state of the character than the actual language. I will say I think there is a bit of technique per se when it comes to doing the comedy in Spanish or English, just because Latino audiences and what they like as comedy sometimes tends to be a little bit different than what Americans or other international audiences like. So I feel like the shift comes in that place. But I do think that because most of my my most vulnerable moments are in Spanish, I tend to go into a higher vocal register, a lot of you know.
Absolutely. And I spoke to Carolina Moreno last month about the
Mm.
series, and she talked a lot about what a great working relationship the two of you had. What was it like going through this journey with her?
It's been very special because I think what a lot of people don't know is that this is both of our television debuts. It's our first time stepping into a camera, and it's our first time on screen. We both share our first on-screen kiss together. So we've been not only our characters are, they become one unity, but also as actors and as friends and family, really, we've shared a really unique experience, which is, going through our first show and trying to learn from the environment around us. So when she joined the show, it had been about 2.5 months, 3 months that we had been doing the first season, and for me, it was very important to take care of her and bring her into my world the way that everyone else did to me when I joined the show, being the newbie. And I feel like we were able to have a very special bond, and we tell each other everything. We are like a married couple, but like in the friendly aspect. This last season, something very special that we did behind the scenes is we had a Pedro Almodovar watching club. So she loves Pedro Almodovar, and she introduced me to all of his films, and we would watch them every Sunday and then have conversations about our dreams and our goals. So something that started being a very good working relationship translated into being a really cool friendship. And we're actually going to Disneyland at the end of the month. So
Exciting. Well, when you and I first talked a few years ago, you told me that one of the things you really appreciated about the series was that your character was a comic relief character, but never the butt of the joke. In this final season, we really see Memo mature and take on a lot of responsibility. He has a beautiful love story. Without any spoilers, what do you think about how Memo's story is wrapping up?
It makes me really emotional, but at the same time, really excited because what I loved about our writers is that they gave me the opportunity to continue, quote unquote, the feeling of the legacy of the character of being fearless, being true to yourself, being childlike, but still allow him to grow up and mature. And as the years have gone by of me doing Acapulco, and as you know, this is my television debut and it's a dream come true for me, I've realized that the biggest blessing and my best advice for everyone, I guess, would be to always keep your inner child in check and always check with him and making sure that that's the person fueling your dreams and your goals. And what I love about Memo is that he's a great representation of that. You can grow up and you can get married and more things that happen as you grow up because I don't want to give any spoilers. And you can still keep that fire that your inner child used to have when you were a kid. And sometimes, if we see the world through the eyes of children, we might be able to find more of the joy and the inspiration and the drive to make our dreams come true. So I'm
Oh, that
very proud that that balances a lot really well in this season.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on 4 seasons of
Thank you.
Acapulco. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me
Well,
today.
thank you. It was so nice to see you all over these last 4 years, and I hope we get to see each other a lot, very much, in
I
following years.
agreed. I hope I see you soon. Good luck